What's going on, friends? It's Arius. If you have been trying to manifest new levels of money, new business, new clients, new energy, whatever it is, I want to let you know a little secret. You are already rich as fuck. And so am I. And I can prove it. If you watch this whole thing, I'm not only going to get you some good feelings, some motivation to show you about how you're a lot farther than you think you are, but also I want to give you some practical steps and a pretty cool story to sum it up. So, to begin, I am a person who has been learning about the law of attraction, things of that nature, manifesting for a very long time. I think my first time hearing about it was 2014. And for me, I started watching and learning about this out of necessity because I was in a situation like some of you may be in right now, where I was in some unfavorable circumstances. I had a little too much fun in college one singular night, and I took some recreational substances, and I woke up in a hospital with my whole life fucked up from 8 hours of stuff I did not remember. And because of that, when I was done with said moment, I also got evicted from my apartment, got charged, got in trouble. And if you've been around this channel for a while, you may have heard this story before. But if you haven't, when I got home, I was pretty depressed because of the fact that not only did I have kind of fucked up what I thought was my main life and goal at the time, but I moved back home and I felt like I didn't choose to have these things. Like, I kind of felt like it was just one mistake that I made that caused such a catastrophic event. I was pretty confused as to why it was so bad off of one mistake, right? And so, long story short, I'll speed it up a bit. But one day, after spending months and months and months and months and months super fucking depressed, I decided to turn on a movie called The Secret. And in that, the movie talks about the law of attraction and manifesting. And for me, it was the first time that I felt hope, true hope, that my life, despite having messed it up, could be better. And that was a little over 10 years ago. And from that point on, this thought process has genuinely saved me through some of the most difficult times in my life. I've had times where some serious relationship stuff went down, loss of jobs, change of sceneries, started a business, closed a business, all of these things. I've really manifested and attracted so many cool things over the years, and it's nuts. So then, if you're like me, I actually achieved a lot of the things that I originally set out to do. And you may not even notice it. Maybe, if you're like me, you're living right now in some form that you manifested long ago. Maybe it was when you were a kid. Maybe it was when times were a little bit different, right? So for me, I always wanted to be able to work from home, enjoy time with my family, and not have to be at work 48 hours a week with somebody else wanting me to do what they want to do, right? And all of last year I did that. However, I wasn't very specific. So I didn't say, hey, I'd also like to make a bunch of money to support that habit, right? I just said I wanted to be home. So therefore, I had a work from home job, but it didn't pay very well. It was what I wanted to do, I thought, but it didn't pay to the level that I really needed it to pay to continue to do it. So I'm gonna turn around here because I'm getting on this nice little cardio. If you guys are like me and you are trying really hard to manifest that next level that you're looking for, right? Then this is the thing you have to understand. You already have it now. And if you can live in what that would feel like as present as possible, it will speed up the process in which the universe gets out of your way. I know this sounds like hoopla, but I really want to give you some solid proof. So if you guys have been learning about manifestation for a while, you may have heard about something called the blue feather manifestation technique. And I've heard about this about 3-4 weeks ago. And I thought, I'll tell you the premise. The premise of this is that you're supposed to manifest and visualize what it would be like to find a blue feather randomly. And I live in Niles, Michigan, as you can see. So there's not very many blue feathered animals that I'm aware of that live in nearby or are local. But I decided to go with it. And when I did this, I visualized not only me finding the feather, but that it would symbolize that everything I believe to be true about manifestation, about the world being a simulation, about having the life that you want is true if I found it. And then I released it just as the instructions had said to do. So you got to set the intention, visualize it to where it feels real, and then let it go. And so for me, I had a moment last week. We're going on vacation and we're driving to a place that we go. And my wife was like, babe, when my friend gets here, I want to take them by the parrot place. And I said, oh yeah, that'd be great. And then she goes, babe, the parrot place on the island that we're going to, some of those birds probably have a blue feather. And I thought to myself, oh my God, this thing has totally come true. But then I detached even further and I said, man, it would be cool if a feather was by itself, but I'll take it as a sign that these birds are here, that it works and that I'm happy. And so we get out to go examine the birds. And one of the birds is looking distressed, and I decided to go hang out with that bird because it was tweaking. And my wife yells from down the way. She goes, babe, you'll never believe what just happened. The last bird plucked a feather out of its body. And I said, no fucking way. I go over, and sure enough, sitting in the middle of the cage is a bird, feathered, that this macaw parrot thing had plucked out. And if that was all that I got, I would have been happy. And I think this is unreal. It has to be real. My manifestations have to be real. I have to already be rich. I must already have the dream fulfilled. I said, I wish I would come out of this cage because where it was at, in the cage, that bird would eat my finger alive if I stuck it in there to go get it. But I thought, hey, I'll be grateful for the fact that I saw the feather and that this bird plucked one out. And just at that moment, the wind blew and this exact feather flew out of the cage. And I now have it hanging up and I'm going to put this in my office. So I know the title wasn't like Blue Feather Manifestation or anything like that, but I wanted to make this video to let you guys know you are already rich. You've already made it. Life is just a simulation. You can have absolutely anything you want. You can manifest anything you want. You can live in the business you want. You can have the health that you want. And if you want help being mentored to make that change and to be able to get through the fear walls that come up and have us stuck repeating old negative habits, staying in the fear wall, blocking our manifestations, then you can look in the description box and work with me below. We'll work one-on-one or in our group, and we'll help you achieve the result that you want in the time that you want it. So thank you guys for watching another video. Peace, love, prosperity.